and sometimes they're not grouped yet, and so we can group them. Okay, so I've got two examples on the board, and we'll do a third one. So I want you to look at the front of your paper, and this will go for number 1. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to group and skip count, right? And we're going to skip count by tens, because I can look at this one and pretty quickly I can tell that I have more than 10, right? So I can break it down into how many groups of 10, how many are left over, okay? And so let's count. Let's look here and let's look at each column. Do we have the same number in each row except this one, right? Yeah. So we have how many in this row or this column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? And so if I put a dot in each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know that 5 and 5 go together to make 10. So we're going to circle 10 of them at a time, right? I'm going to circle this group of 10. And I know that I've got one group of 10. Well, I also know that if I have the same number in each column, every time I have two columns of 5, right, that I have 10. If I have two columns that have 5 in each, that's kind of like 5 and 5, 5 plus 5. And so I can circle this one. I can also circle this one, because there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like we already saw, 5 and 5 go together to make 10. So it looks like in this one that I have two groups of 10 and 4 left over. So my number is 24. I have 24 of these. I don't have to count them individually as long as I have my groups and I've correctly grouped my big numbers, right? So I can skip count by my tens, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24, this again is number 1. Number 1. 24 is 2 groups of 10. Right? And 4 left over. Okay, so everybody copy that down for number 1. 24 is 2 groups of 10, and there are 4 left over. Very good. Copy down number 1. Now we're going to do number 2, the second one. Okay, so same thing. We're going to look and we're going to count how many are in each column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it looks like I have 3 columns that look that way. And remember, how many columns do I need to make 10? That's right. I need 2 columns in this, the way that this is set up, to make 10. So I'm going to circle 10, and then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I've got 10 and I have 7. And what's 10 and 7 together? That's right, it's 17. So number 2 is 17 is how many circles, how many groups did I circle? Circled one group. 17 is one group of 10. 17 is one group of 10, and then how many are left outside the circle is how many are left over. So how many outside the circle? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's right, 7. So 17 is one group of 10, and 7 left over. Now, let's do one more example, and then we'll turn to the inside, okay? One more example, and we'll turn to the inside. So let me set it up again. And this time, Okay? We're going to work with, I might do a little bit bigger number just so that you guys get the practice of looking for your groups of 10 and being able to circle them and identify them, right? It does take a little while for me to do this, though. Okay. So, let's find our groups of 10. And let's look. How many in each column? Same as before. 3, 4, and 5. So I know that 2 columns are my groups of 10, and I'm going to circle my groups until I can't circle any more 10s. Okay? And so I circled how many times? 3. And if I skip count 3 times by 10s, then I have 10, 20, and 30. And then I have how many left over? 1. So I have 1 left over. I have 10, 20, 30. What comes after 30? 31, that's right. So 31 is the same as 3 groups of 10 and 1 left over. Okay? So let's turn to the middle. Let's look on the inside of your paper. And this is very much more of the same of what we just did on the board. So here they give you examples. They want you to fill out exactly like we did here. Okay? They want you to fill in with the total number to begin with. Notice in this first example, the total is 27. Is how many circles? 2 groups of 10. And then you can count the ones left over on the outside, and there's 7. Okay? So I want you to pause the video. I want you to do numbers 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 now. Welcome back. Now, let's look at numbers 4, 5, and 6. Instead of asking you to put the number first, they give you how many groups over here. They tell you how many groups, right? This says 3 groups of 10 and 5 left over is. Now, I still want you to circle your groups of 10 here. I still want you to circle your groups of 10. Show me that you can count out your groups of 10. Circle those, and you should have 3 circles, and you should have 5 left over. And that number is right here. So you're going to put your big number at the end this time. Okay? And you're just reading your sentence and filling it out appropriately, right? So this one, you start with 27 is 2 groups of 10 and 7 left over. And then over here, 3 groups of 10 and 5 left over is right there, okay? So I would like for you to pause the video, and I would like for you to also do number 4, 5, and 6, and I would also like for you to do number 7 and 8. Now, the only difference in numbers 7 and 8, you still need to read the sentence, okay? Read the sentence, and that will tell you how you need to fill in that particular blank. The only difference in numbers 7 and 8 is they don't give you the counters to go with it. So pause the video, do numbers 7 and 8 now. Welcome back. All right, turn to the back. We're going to do number 9. Number 9 says that the monkeys have 32 bananas. 10 bananas are in each bunch. Draw a picture of the bananas, 32 of them. There are 10 bananas in each bunch. And then write the numbers down here. Okay, write the numbers right here. Answer these questions. How many bunches of bananas are there? And here, how many bananas are left over? Okay, pause the video, draw your picture, answer this question here. Very good. Now, let's look at number 10. Number 10 says that there are 5 bunches of grapes at the store. Each bunch of grapes has, each bunch has 10 grapes. So how many are there in all? Find the number that matches the total. Find the number that matches the total and color in the circle underneath that. Pause the video and do number 10. Very good. Okay. So, now I would like for us to look at the next worksheet, the next page, okay? And so really all we're doing is making numbers with tens with this worksheet, okay? This one is pretty simple, right? Just counting by tens, and I'm not even going to put any examples up on the board, and we are only going to look right here, okay? And so what we're essentially deciding is, when we're counting by tens, how many times do I have to count by 10 to get to a particular number? For instance, if I said the number 20, skip count by tens to 20. How many numbers do you say to get you there? You say 10, 20. You only say 2 numbers. So 20 is 2 tens. Does that make sense? Let's look at another one. It's the same as how many groups of 10 there are, right? We've always talked about it as groups of 10, or bundles of 10, or bunches of 10. Different ways to put 10 together. Okay, so now they're just changing our terminology a little bit, right? So, how many is 4 tens? Look at this one. Put 4 right here, and it says 4 tens is, how many does 4 tens make? So we say, we're going to stop when we have 4 fingers up, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. That's right, so 4 tens is 40. Pretty simple. Let's look at this one. How many is 8 tens? Put an 8 right here. 8 tens is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That's right. So 8 tens is 80. So it follows, there's a pattern there, and a lot of you are probably already seeing this. So let's do this one. Let's put a 5 right here. Okay? So 5 tens is how many? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Right, so 5 tens, 5 groups of 10 makes 50. And then let's put a 1 right here. 1 tens is how many? 10. So 10 goes here. Now, turn in your paper, open the inside. I would like for you to pause the video now, and I would like for you to do numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. All you're doing is counting the groups of 10. How many tens you have, how many groups you have, goes in the first blank, just like on the front. So we have how many groups here? We have 1, 2, 3. So they put a 3 right there. And 3 tens is 10, 20, 30. So pause the video now. Do numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very good. Now let's look at numbers 5, 6, and 7. They didn't give you the numbers. If you need to draw pictures to help you do it, that's fine. I think that you can just do it on your fingers. So 2 tens is, and then count, say numbers, counting by tens, until you've held up the number of groups that they've shown you. Okay? And then you're going to put the number that you say right here. So I'm going to hold up my fingers. I'm going to go 10, 20. Right? So 2 tens is 20. Okay? So pause the video. Do numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, please. Do numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.